We're here today, and I decided to bring you a Frost Dragons money making guide. So I'll be going through like the armor, what you can change out if you don't have this gear, how to get there, the requirements, and stuff like that. So let's get started. Okay guys, so with Frost Dragons you actually are required to have 85 Dungeoneering in order to get to the Frost Dragon lair. So that is a requirement for this guide, and I also would recommend having 85 Herblore and possibly 96 so you can make overloads. It improves the speed and overall just gives you more money per hour. Okay guys, so now onto the gear. As you can see, I do have Drygores and Bandos, which some of you may or may not have, so you could downgrade that to say Chaotix, or even if you're a low level or don't have that much of a budget, you can go very welfare, and I've even done it before with Dragon Armor and a Zamorak Spear, which still gives you a decent kill time and you still end up making a decent money per hour. But just with the setup I have a Bandos helmet, as you can see, my Constitution cape, my Amulet of Fury, my Dragon Mace, Bandos chestplate, offhand Dragon Mace, Bandos tassets, Bandos gloves, Bandos boots, Ring of Fury, Berserker ring, and my Vampirism aura. The reason why I went with a Vampirism aura is it allows you to sustain on health while you're attacking the Frost Dragons. Okay guys, so another quick thing I wanted to touch on was the fact I'll be using a pack yak for this guide. The main reason I'm using a pack yak is because of its winter storage scroll ability. What this allows you to do is you can use it on an item and it will automatically teleport it to your bank. This really comes in handy for when you're at Frost Dragons or really anywhere where you need to bank items that clutter up inventory space. It does require 96 summoning though, so some of you might not have access to that, and due to that you can use magic notepaper. Magic notepaper you can use on an item and it will automatically turn it into a noted item and place it in your inventory. The main reason why I don't use magic notepaper is it's actually dearer and costs more than using the yak scrolls, as well as it clutters up your inventory space when you have a couple of noted items in your inventory. So I actually prefer using a pack yak, as well as it allows me to store some food just in case I lag or something. And as you can see, I have a bunch of sharks in there. So without further ado, let's get on to the guide. Okay guys, so now onto inventory. As you can see, I do have overloads and super anti-fires. They do have quite a high herbivore requirement, in which case you can downgrade to say super sets or extreme sets if you don't quite have those requirements. But the overloads require 96 herbivore and the super anti-fires require 85. If you don't have the 85 herbivore for the super anti-fires, you can downgrade to regular anti-fires. All this means is that you will have to pray magic when fighting the Frost Dragons. The reason why I use these is they're a lot more space efficient and it just saves prayer points in general. But as you can see, the rest of my inventory is filled with sharks with a few empty spaces for when I teleport or node items. I also have my pack yak full of sharks. I have a captain's log which I use to teleport to player in ports, and then I run down to the Frost Dragon lair, which I'll show you soon, as well as magic notepaper and winter storage scrolls. The reason why I bring both of these is if you kill the Frost Dragons quick enough, your yak will actually run out of special move points, which means you cannot teleport items and it starts clogging up your inventory. So by bringing the magic notepaper as well, it allows you to not waste time and be able to note those items, and so you can proceed quickly. As you can see, I also have a pack yak pouch, which in case I'm there for over the 58 minutes the pack yak lasts, I can renew it and it will allow me to stay there longer. So let's get started and I'll show you the way there. Okay guys, for now how to get there. I find the easiest way is to use the captain's log, which is from player imports, but I understand that not everybody has that. It actually brings you out around about here, whereas if you do not have access to it, you can actually use the lodestones to teleport to the Port's Room lodestone, which you can see is right here. From there you run south down along past the church and then into the dungeon which is located here. Okay, so let's get started and I'll show you the way there. Okay, so I prefer to go this way and use the captain's log, so I teleport to player own ports. From here you run south along the coastline, down past Port Sarim. You'll see soon that I'll be coming up past the Port Sarim lodestone, which is right there. It pretty much brings you to the same point. I just find the captain's log to be a lot quicker and just more reliable. Okay, so we come down here. This is a church, and there is a summoning obelisk there if you need to recharge your points, and there's the altar you can use to recharge your prayer. Okay, so if we continue down here, here is the entrance to the Frost Dragon lair I was talking about. This isn't actually the Frost Dragon lair. You have to come down into this dungeon. From this point, you run up around here, up north, past the muggers, and you have to go east from this point into the frozen area. Okay, so from up here you'll notice that it splits off in multiple directions. You'll want to head up because this is where the entrance is located. This is the entrance. You have to have 85 dungeoneering to enter it, so let's go ahead. Okay, so now we're in the Frost Dragon's lair. You'll want to find a decently unoccupied world, as you can see this one is, so take a sip of your overload, your super antifire, your prayer renewal, and just get started. So because I have Drygors, it is quite easy, but if you do not, your kill times won't be significantly worse, it just means you'll kill them a lot slower. Okay, so what I prefer to do is, because I have the Vampirism Aura, I can activate that and I gain life points back from attacking, like how much damage I do. So it actually makes things a lot easier, meaning that until it runs out I don't have to use Soul Split. Okay guys, so now that you're at the Frost Dragon's lair, and killing your Frost Dragons, with the two methods of banking the items that I've shown you, the Yacked Winter Storage Scroll, as you can see, I've got my summoning icon set to Winter Storage, so it's literally as easy as clicking your summoning icon and clicking the bones, and what that'll do is it'll teleport the items to your bank. It is really easy and really reliable, and it just makes things a whole lot easier, but the only time this becomes a problem is when you actually run out of your special move bar on your Yak and you won't be able to teleport these items. Okay, so as you can see with this Frost Dragon, it has a blue circle going around it. Right here. Okay, so what this does is if you attack it while that blue circle is activated, you will actually deal 100% of the damage you deal to the Frost Dragon back to yourself, and this is what actually has a chance of killing you if you lag out or aren't paying attention in AFKing. So you really have to pay attention and get started, and try. A lot of the time, if you're using Chaotix or Drygors, you'll actually be able to kill the dragons before they use it. So it's just every now and then, if you are fighting, say, one or more Frost Dragons, or you've taken a little while to kill it, that it will actually appear. But just keep in mind that if you do see it, then you will have to stay away from it and not attack it. Or what I do is I move on to the closest Frost Dragon, and then once I've finished killing that, I move back to that one. It's just like the easiest way I've found to do it, instead of sitting around waiting for it to disappear. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I've just tried to bank the Frost Dragon bones, and it says my special move bar is too low to use this scroll. So as you can see, if I use it now, it will actually be able to teleport it, because it actually does regenerate over time. But when this happens, this is why I bring the magic note paper, because you can just use the Frost Dragon bones on the magic note paper, and it will note it and place it in your inventory, as you can see. So I'll continue killing the Frost Dragons and come back when we're done. Okay guys, so as you can see, there are really 4 main drops that are worth picking up at Frost Dragons. Of course there's the bones, but there's also, which I find to be very space efficient, are the noted items, especially if you don't have a pack yak to teleport items to your bank. But if you do have a pack yak, there's also the rune items, which you can teleport to your bank, and it actually increases your money per hour by quite a bit. But the main reason I pick up the noted adamant bars as well as the noted water talismans is that actually if you can stay here for a long period of time, it actually adds up to quite a bit of money, in which case it's actually very worth doing. As you can see, these water talismans are worth 15,000 each. So that means in one drop you've got 1.5 Frost Dragon Bones. So it is actually very space efficient and worth doing over a long period of time as you collect the drops, because it's just pretty much, if you leave them on the floor, it's wasting money, and there's a very over a long period of time it comes in handy. So I've still got about 45 minutes worth of Frost Dragons to go, and I'll see you then. Okay guys, so here we are back at Edgeville again. I've just finished that Frost Dragons trip, which took pretty much exactly an hour, which I timed using my Vampirism aura. As you can see, it just ran out. So here we go with the loot. Okay, so as you can see, the Frost Dragon Bones add up to a lot of the money you make, but the additional money from the water talismans and adamant bars really adds up over time. As you can see, that's 6 water talismans drops in one inventory space, and that's 173k, which really adds up after a while. So as you can see, it's 3 mil an hour, which is pretty decent considering it's not very high stats you need. And yeah, I also forgot to add my counters, but based on how many bones I have, you can see I have 166 bones. It is actually 226k attack, in my case defense XP, but whichever combat style you're using, as well as 60k HP XP. So it's actually a decent way to make money as well as train up your stats, and it was what I used originally to get my 99 strength. So I hope you've enjoyed this guide, and I hope you wish you all the best in making money, and I hope to see you again sometime soon.